What the heck? Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Utility Sports. And today we're doing something a little bit different than what we normally do on the channel. That is a live watch party between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets, of course. Super exciting game here, Austin. You are a big time Jacksonville Jaguars fan, and I am a big time New York Jets fan. In this game, there's a lot on the line between these two teams. If you want to walk us through exactly what's going on in the game right now, that would be absolutely awesome, Austin.
Yeah, so kind of looking at some of the game log here as we're trying to get the game up. Right now, Jacksonville is driving on the Jets. They're all the way down to the New York Jets 2 yard line. It's a 3rd and goal. On a 2nd-and-goal attempt, they went to Walker Little, the left tackle, trying to throw him a touchdown. And then finally, on that 3rd-and-goal attempt, they go to James Robinson and is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. 4th-and-goal for Jacksonville. It's an 11-play, 73-yard drive to this point. Jacksonville, in that drive, had a fake punt run with safety Andrew Wingard.
Absolutely crazy Andrew Wingard. We know what he does at that safety spot, but he's getting involved on the other side of the ball this game, Austin. Talk a little bit about the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets, kind of their start to the season. Let's start with the Jags here.
Yeah, the Jags are in a position where a lot of expectations heading into the year. They get the generational prospect quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, as a lot of people will deem him as, us included, in a lot of our pre-draft analysis. It has not gone to plan. Trevor Lawrence has been healthy. He's not played well. Marvin Jones has been an inconsistent, quote, #1 for this team. DJ Chark's been out for basically the whole year. Laviska Shenault has really had a down year. A lot of expectations for him heading into the season. James Robinson was severely underutilized by Urban Meyer, and he's also been hurt for a portion of the season, really bringing down his season totals. Defensively, if you look at Jacksonville, they are a team that, once again, they made a lot of additions to that defense, in particular the D-line. The D-line has not looked very good this year, despite all of those additions. However, they're going to be aggressive next year and also acquiring more defensive line play. And then the New York Jets, they've had a quarterback carousel, a lot of it due to injury. We've seen Mike White, we've seen Zach Wilson, we've seen Joe Flacco, a lot of different guys rotating in and out of the lineup. Some pleasant surprises, Michael Carter and Elijah Moore being two of them. And the New York Jets have a very inexperienced secondary. I think part of that has shown throughout the year. However, there are some bright young stars on that defense. You look at Quinnen Williams and his development continues to get better every single year.
Yeah, most definitely. He definitely does. And the Jacksonville Jaguars actually strike first here. Matthew Wright kicks in a 21-yard field goal. So the Jacksonville Jaguars' current win probability stands at 51.7%, according to NFL Gamecast. And now it's an interesting spot here to talk about the New York Jets a little bit more as they go down, give up points on the first drive of the game here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've struggled throughout the first quarter this year, have not put up many points at all in the first quarter. I believe they've gotten outscored by over 100 points in the first quarter this season. At least that statistic was true a little bit earlier on in the year. It could be a little bit incorrect as of right now, but I think the Jets have struggled for sure. Welcome everyone to the stream that is in watching as well. Awesome having you guys in here. Make sure to subscribe if you are new and want more NFL live streams like this one. This one obviously is the first one we've done on the channel, but we're super excited to hopefully be bringing more of these to you in the future. So Matthew Wright, Austin, he's now your new kicker. Talk a little bit about the ups and downs of the kicking this season, specifically with Urban Meyer as well involved in that kicking.
Yeah, Urban Meyer had a big play. Josh Lambo was one of the most consistent kickers in the NFL, and he was completely and utterly ruined by Urban Meyer, given little confidence, misses a couple of kicks in the preseason, and we've heard already the story behind that. However, looking at this team, I don't think that they're going to be content with Matthew Wright in the future. Does not have a huge leg. He's had an okay season in retrospect, but personally, I don't think they're going to hang on to him.
Yeah, right. There is definitely going to be some real turnover this offseason for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Going back to the game here, they're still at commercial break at this point. So we will be updating you with what is going on when we get there. Let's see here. Updating the game quick. So 8 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Jacksonville holds a 3-0 lead over the New York Jets. Austin, this game, there's a lot of draft implications as well. The Jets come in at 3-11. The Jaguars, 2-12, and specifically 0-6 on the road coming into this matchup. I know in our pick'em this week, I picked the New York Jets. You picked the Jacksonville Jaguars. What is your reasoning on why you went with the Jets, and why do you think the Jaguars are going to lose this game?
I think part of it is I think that at the line of scrimmage, the New York Jets should have some pretty good success against this Jags offensive line that's going to play a big part in it. But looking at this team right now, Jacksonville's just reeling to find an offensive identity. The same can be true for the New York Jets, which really makes this a tough matchup. Looking at it here, have they come back from commercial break?
Not quite yet, I believe. I don't think that they have at this point. I'm pretty sure that we're getting close to it, though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the game pulled up here. I think I may have figured it out on what we need to do. I do have the game now, so we are live right now with the game. Zach Wilson comes onto the field. Sheldon, I will get you the information right now, so you can check that out.
Welcome everyone to the live stream as well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. If you are new to Utility Sports, make sure to leave a like, subscribe as well. We'd love to have you be a part of what we do here every single week. We are super big into the NFL season, talk a lot about the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars specifically because those are our two favorite teams. And we would love to have you be a part of the channel here at Utility Sports. It would mean a lot to us as we get going. Austin, if you want to break down what you see going on.
Yeah, Michael Carter just ran for 8 yards. George Fant starting at that left tackle spot. Dan Feedy also getting a start, notably his third start of the season. You see Braxton Berrios, Keelan Cole, the receivers out wide currently. So, Joe, let's expand on Braxton Berrios' role, a guy that seemingly has been thrusted into a starting role. Was that expected by you heading into the year, or what were your expectations for him?
It was not expected by me to start the year, but I wasn't surprised necessarily when it happened, just because when you consider, that Corey Davis has been out with an injury for points of this season, then also Elijah Moore has been out. You need to have certain guys who can, come in and make plays. And Braxton Berrios has actually been fairly opportunistic when he's been on the field. I'm not going to lie. He's a player I did not like when the New York Jets did acquire him. But at the same time, I do think that he's actually played fairly well. And it's kind of hard to knock him a little bit because, he's intended to be a number 4 wide receiver, if we're going to be honest about what his role should be. But, he's been having to play a little bit higher than that. He's really been our number 2, maybe even our number 1 wide receiver week in, week out. And that's not what he's supposed to be. But he's doing an okay job in that role, so I don't really want to knock him too hard. But it's clear that the Jets need to get, first of all, healthy, and then they also need to add a little bit more talent at certain points in their roster, just because, when you look at the Jets right now, they don't really have a true number 1 wide receiver. I think Corey Davis is a good 2. I think Jamison Crowder's a 3, and I think Elijah Moore, he's kind of the guy that we have to keep our eyes on because at points this season, he looked like he could maybe be a number 1, but based off of his size and physicality, I'm not sure if he's going to be that true number 1 wide receiver that, you see in a guy like, maybe Mike Evans for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or if you look at other points in the league, Julio Jones, what he was. I don't think Elijah Moore has that kind of upside. Austin, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's really early to try to tell as we have a potential interception. Diving play just was made. Now the question is the ball maintained throughout it? Which this could be a huge call already. If you look at the New York Jets now, you do not want to turn it over this quick into the ball game. Wow, I'm trying to get a visual on who it was. So Sheldon, if this ends up being a turnover, are you surprised already by the start?
I'm not, because Zach Wilson's been good for this all season long. He has 6 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's only started 10 games. He's been a little turnover prone. You expect that from a lot of rookie quarterbacks, but it's definitely not avoided him in any way, as we see what looks like a really, really phenomenal diving play. Is that Andre Sisco?
That is Andre Sisco that made the play.
We were having a little bit of a discussion before the game about Andre Sisco. Austin was a little hesitant to give him his praises, but I think Andre Sisco, big step up play there as the Jaguars look to take an even bigger lead against the New York Jets early in this one.
Well, crazy play, and we talked about this pre-draft. I was excited about that selection mainly because of his ability to generate turnovers at Syracuse. And the reason he fell that far in the draft was because of his ACL injury, was fully recovering. Could be part of the reason he hasn't played this year, or they just didn't feel he was ready and up to game speed, just because he had missed parts of last year. So looking at it, if he can start to make some of those opportunistic plays with his playing time now, I'm not sure why they gave him the nod today, because he hasn't hardly played all season, mainly a special team guy. So that's pretty awesome that he was able to make a play there. Jacksonville did challenge it. It was called an incomplete pass on the field, apparently. So, I mean, getting Andre Sisco involved early, that's awesome.
Looking at the Everyday Sports Mania, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you in here. And the Jets and Jaguars, they're two interesting teams this year, Austin. Of course, the Jags with 2 wins, the Jets have 3 wins, and it's just been a tough season for both of our teams. We've been very honest and kind of upfront about, hey, our teams are not that good. Let's be completely honest about it. Neither the Jets nor the Jaguars are very good teams. They both struggle. They both have their issues. You got rookie quarterbacks, incomplete offensive lines, and I think that's a really dangerous combination to have week in, week out when you're looking at an NFL schedule. And especially since both of our teams are in pretty strong divisions. Of course, the Jags, it's not a tough division when you have to face the Houston Texans, but week in, week out, otherwise you've got the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans, 2 of the best teams in the AFC, both there in the AFC South, and then the Jets. You have to deal with Josh Allen and the Bills. Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins, who are really hot right now. And then also look at Mac Jones and the Patriots. They're just built to win games. What's your thoughts kind of on our divisions and where the long-term future stands for both of our teams?
Yeah, I think the Jaguars' future really depends, actually. This is probably the most critical point, is making the decision on Trent Baalke, the GM, and then whoever the next head coach is of the team. So I'm cautiously optimistic that they will hire the correct coach for the team. Doug Peterson is a name. Jim Caldwell is another name. 2 guys that are probably 1-2 on my wish list as it currently stands. I've also heard the name Leslie Frazier, which that makes me super nervous.
Leslie Frazier would not be a phenomenal hire in my opinion. And looking here, the call stands. So it is Jets football here at the 24-yard line, 3rd and 7. Drops back. Zach Wilson throws a strike up the middle of the field and down to the 43 goes Keelan Cole. First down, Jets. So, Austin,
I have yet to see the play yet, so that's good to know that the Jets are driving, because if you're a Jacksonville fan, you actually do want to lose this game once again. So we're okay with this. I obviously want to win, but Keelan Cole making a big play there. Sheldon, if you're able to pause yours for a little bit, give it about 6 seconds, and we should be up to the same point. Other news around the NFL, Rashad Bateman scores a touchdown. Ravens are up 7-3. Bills are up 7-0 over the Patriots, but the Patriots are driving into Bills territory. So those are some of the other games going on. But our main focus, obviously, is the New York Jets.
And the Jets here with a little tight end screen to Tyler Kroft, pick up a couple yards here now. Also, we got a 2nd and 8 here at this point. And Zach Wilson, there's been a lot of ups and downs his rookie season. Of course, was out for a while with a couple injuries. What's your thoughts on his year 1 performance up to this point?
Yeah, I mean, it has not been good by any measure. I mean, comparatively speaking, he's right on par with Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence. Mac Jones has been the best of the rookie quarterbacks, but that was kind of to be expected. I felt a lot of people, including ourselves, thought he could have a nice year with the talent he had around him at tight end, and just being in that Josh McDaniels scheme. Really, really good for them. And on that 2nd and 8, they end up picking up about, I'm going to say, 3-4 yards, making it a 3rd down for the Jets. Let me ask you this here. You look at the New York Jets right now. Where do you think their ceiling is for next season?
Their ceiling for next season, I would have to say, is like maybe 5 or 6 wins, just when you consider that there's still a lot of flaws on this team. I mean, the cornerback play is inconsistent. We don't really know what Carl Lawson's going to be coming back from an injury early in the season. Offensive line's been shaky. I mean, Zach Wilson gets sacked over 3 times a game generally, as he has a massive run here. Zach Wilson all the way down and in for the touchdown. That is a huge carry by Zach Wilson, 50-plus yarder for the Jets rookie quarterback, and he made the Jaguars defense look absolutely ridiculous there. Huge scoring play by Zach Wilson. That is a massive play for the rookie quarterback out of BYU, Austin. But going back to your question about Zach Wilson and the New York Jets for next season, I mean, there's just going to be a lot of tough games for them next year. When you have to play the Patriots twice, the Bills twice, the Dolphins twice, I don't really see a way that the Jets can go in and win a ton of games next season. I think they're going to be better. They do have 2 first-round picks this year, probably both going to be in the top 15, but they still have a lot of room to grow, and they have a lot of areas where they need to improve this football team. They need to look at getting maybe another spellback next to Michael Carter, someone who's going to be a little bit better than Ty Johnson, or also Tevin Coleman. You also have to look at finding probably a true number 1 wide receiver, improve at tight end. You need a right tackle pretty bad. Could use a center very badly as well. And actually, the extra point here is blocked by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So it's going to be 6-3 is your score at this point, which is interesting to say the least, Austin.
Well, that's just exactly how the Jets season has gone thus far. You pick up a little bit of momentum, and then quickly it gets shut down. So it's just crazy. And can we go back to that Zach Wilson run? That's great for narrative purposes between us.
Austin's going to cling to that here. If anyone doesn't know us, we love to complain about each other's team. And I like to say that the Jaguars are better than the New York Jets, even though I'm a Jets fan. And I pretty much firmly believe that, even though up to this point.
Brutal. I don't know if we're watching the same game and what just happened there.
Oh, I am, but I know that the first drive was just so effortless for you guys. You didn't need that big home run play to put points on the board.
We needed a fake punt.
Yeah,
to extend the drive
I mean,
and then kick a field goal.
That's what I would like to call better on offense, better on defense, better on special teams. You know what I mean?
Right, the score would indicate. Oh wait. No,
Yeah, it doesn't. But so far, your special teams showing out to play. You know, forcing us deep, 91-yard drive.
Really, the one thing we have to cling on to this season is Logan Cook punting the ball, which should be no surprise because he gets a lot of reps in. You know, he gets a lot of actual game time reps, therefore making it easier for him.
Matthew Palmer, welcome to stream. Hopefully you are enjoying the content. I do think that we are actually going to probably wrap this up here. Just trying to test out some